offshore weather, windy and cold this afternoon. Total accumulations averaging 12 to 15 inches. Temperatures in the 20s. Windy and cold tomorrow with a leftover flurry, high of 34. For the Poconos, accumulations of 4 to 8 inches this afternoon. Tomorrow and Sunday, periods of clouds and sunshine with some flurries. High tomorrow near 25. KYW News Time, 2:30. Continuing with the news, this is 1060 KYW News Radio, Philadelphia, serving the Delaware Valley with all news all the time. Good afternoon, I'm Ed Abrams. 18, snowing heavily right now in Independence Mall, 19 degrees at the airport. AccuWeather for Philadelphia and the tri-state area says blizzard conditions through this evening. Total snow accumulation 12 to 18 inches with 5-foot drifts because of winds gusting past 30 miles an hour, temperatures near 20. The top story at this hour, the blizzard of 83, a long afternoon for drivers trying to get home from work. And the National Weather Service reports 8 inches of snow already on the ground at Philadelphia International Airport. Details in a moment. In other news, Lower Merion Township in Montgomery County has declared a snow emergency. This means that special parking restrictions are in effect on posted snow routes. Also, drivers must equip their vehicles with snow tires, chains, or studs. This traffic note, shadow traffic reports traffic is backed up on the Roosevelt Boulevard extension near Henry Avenue because cars are unable to navigate the hill. Avoid that area if you're driving. Township Line Road in Cheltenham Township near Rolling Hill Hospital is impassable. Route 352 is closed in East Whiteland Township between King Road and Route 30 because of numerous accidents and blowing snow. Southbound Route 611 in East Whiteland Township is closed at North Church Road because of a jackknifed tractor trailer. KYW News Time, 2:40.
The trolley lines, the subway surface lines that come into Center City from southwest Philadelphia, we understand the Route 13 from Yeadon and the 11 from Darby are starting to run very slow because of snow piling up. Some of the snow has piled up in the trolley loops, which makes it difficult to get them turned around. Up in the northeast, Route 58, the bus is taking Street Road to Route 1 to get to the Neshaminy Mall as opposed to its normal routing. So people who use that bus should understand what that means exactly. Route B, as in boy, a portion of the route along Humeville Road is not operating at all because of problems up there. The Route 35 in Roxborough-Manayunk still not operating, has not. That's always the first to go and probably the last to come back. The Broad Street Subway, they have added a 4th express train. This is one of those shiny new trains that they're using on the Broad Street line, and they've been putting all the new ones so far into express service. So there are 4 trains operating express service on the Broad Street line. So that's a pretty good bet. If you have to get from the northern parts of town into Center City, it's a very quick trip, and of course it's underground and away from the snow, and that's working pretty well. The commuter rail lines are actually getting ready for their rush hour schedule, but quite frankly, the rush hour occurred 3 hours ago, so there may not be too much problem there. We'll report any if we find out, but because of the early peak, it would seem that the commuter rail system may not have the ridership it would normally have at this time. All right, Patco is still running 6-car trains at 10-minute intervals. Amtrak now reporting substantial delays from the Washington, D.C. area. The train that just came in was an hour late. There was a Broadway Limited in from the west part of the state, from Pittsburgh. That ran a half hour late. So Amtrak still is running to Washington, and quite frankly, it's the only way to get there. The roads are bad. We understand all the airports down there are all closed, so you can't fly there. And as you heard from Mr. Maloney earlier, you can't get out of Philadelphia anyway. The other way to get down there would be a bus, and Trailways has canceled all service to Washington, D.C. and beyond. Greyhound is still operating, but they are reporting substantial delays to and from that area. And again, the airport, Richard, I don't believe, ran over all the airport situation, but essentially from Philadelphia, although the airport is open, no one is flying in or out of it. So the runways are clear should they have a jet that wants to come in or take off. So at this point, air travel in and out of Philadelphia is pretty much restricted.
Thanks, Steve. And before we take care of some business, let's go to the Shadow and Rod Carson. Rod?
Traffic is really jammed throughout the area. I understand from police now that they have closed the Race Street on-ramp to northbound I-95. It is impassable due to drifting and blowing snow and very, very slippery conditions on the ramp, so you cannot get onto I-95 from Center City from Race Street. That ramp has been closed. Now, generally, traffic on the Schuylkill Expressway from the area of the Walt Whitman Bridge, that's the Walt Whitman Expressway in the Schuylkill, 0 to 2 miles per hour for the most part up through City Line Avenue in both directions. West of City Line Avenue, it picks up to maybe 10 miles per hour. Use caution around the Lee Tire curve. Very slippery conditions there, and traffic is moving very, very slowly westbound out towards the Gulf Mills and King of Prussia area. The Roosevelt Boulevard northbound jam-packed, very icy conditions on the Boulevard extension around Henry Avenue. A lot of cars can't make it up that hill. Avoid the Boulevard extension if at all possible. Many accidents throughout the area. Abandoned cars in traffic lanes on some of the major arteries, so be careful. Watch out for that. It's going to take you, in some cases, maybe up to an hour and a half to 2 hours to get home, where it might normally take you 15 or 20 minutes. That's Shadow Traffic for KYW. I'm Rod Carson.
Thank you, Rod.
We asked the people, but they doesn't want to help us.
They don't stop.
Did any state troopers or anyone come by? Police?
No.
You've been out here 2 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours over here.
Aren't you getting cold?
Yeah, very cold.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you so much. You're welcome.
What are the big items?
Big item, milk and bread.
You're running out.
Yeah, running out.
Tonight there'll be a little something to keep the inside man warm.
I'm very concerned. I have a very important job, and I have to get there tomorrow morning.
Right now, nobody can get to work, and some of us might get even fired for not even getting there.
In Brooklyn, in the shadow of Grand Army Plaza, some parts of Eastern Parkway are plowed out. But as you can see here, other parts of the parkway are not at all plowed. These cars stuck and good.
No sense digging it out if the snowplow doesn't come down. Where am I going to go?
After we make a path and get up the Eastern Parkway, we just slide down the hill somewhere.
To give you an idea how bad it is and how long it may take for New York City to dig itself out of all of this snow, that tow truck is attached to this city's snowplow.
It's bogged down in the snow, so we're trying to get it out.
Even the plows can't get through.
That's right.
And of course, all over the city, there is this major problem: cars abandoned in the middle of intersections.
If the public would get their cars out of it, we could do the job.
I can't do nothing. I called the tow trucks. They don't want to come.
I'm stuck. It took me 14 kids to push my car down the block to get it out of there.
The city says the major roads are clear, but if your car is stuck on this street in Glendale, Queens, all those clear roads don't mean much.
This block has never been plowed out. We've had trucks come down here that could not make it. The equipment that they're using is inadequate because of the depth of the snow.
I'm sure my car will be here until the middle of next week. Without a doubt, no problem. We're going to be walking to work, that's for sure.
One result of the blizzard, trouble with some telephones in Manhattan and the other boroughs. The phone company says in some cases phone service was out completely. In other cases, when you picked up the receiver, there was a pause before you got the dial tone.
Crime, I think, has dropped. I haven't had very many calls today. But traffic, that's another problem.